Meaning of guns and ghee. I just read an article from Economist September 24, 2016 titled Guns and Ghee. The article was discussing India's armed forces. I don't quite understand what does the title imply. Ghee? Ghee is a class of clarified butter that originated in ancient India and is commonly used in South Asian, Iranian and Arabic cuisines, traditional medicine, and religious rituals. Wikipedia. Was the author trying to tweak bread and butter and replace bread with guns and butter with Indian butter, ghee, or what? What does the ghee means here? Domestic economy or?
It's the Economist's humorous attempt, India-ize the American expression guns and butter. It refers to the political tensions that occur when a nation builds up its military, presumably to the detriment of its civilian social needs. See the relevant Wikipedia article, particularly the section called Origin of the term. Specifically, guns versus butter describes the tension between the government's need to spend money on the military, guns, to defend its national interests and the domestic need for ordinary things like food, butter. Since this is the guns versus butter conflict in India, the trade-off could be described as guns and ghee.
I think you might be on the right track with one of the meanings being about the domestic economy. That makes sense for how the article reads. I don't think it is referring to bread and butter, except perhaps incidentally, it's a bit too far of a reach to rely on that pun when both parts are being replaced. I think perhaps it is instead leaning on something like to butter someone up, and perhaps something like good manners are oil to our social wheels, the idea of India being polite, not making as much of a fuss as they could, and having to be polite to try to prevent rising tension with Pakistan. Ghee is likely being used as a metaphor in the sense that politeness is a social lubricant, which is a more common variant of the phrase, and ghee is used as a grease, another type of lubricant. At least, that's how I understood the title after reading the article, since the main focus was literally on the diplomacy and reasons for it, the metaphorical grease, versus the military hardware, the literal guns.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.